Hi, my name is Matthew Bellisario. Thanks for joining me today. I'm going to be doing, as promised, another Record Store Day review. This time, the Wes Montgomery Wynton Kelly Trio release on Resonance Records for this past Record Store Day. Maximum Swing, the unissued 1965 half-note recordings. These are all live recordings. I'm going to, as always, I give you my honest opinion on all these record reviews. Nobody sends me anything. I buy all these myself with my own money, and when I give these record reviews, I'm going to give you my honest opinion. And so this particular, I really like a lot of the Zeb Feldman projects. In fact, most of them I've been very happy with. This one, not my favorite, and I'm going to talk about why. You have to look at this from two different perspectives. First of all, if you're an audiophile that has to have the highest standard recordings, even if they're live, they have to be very good. You're not going to be happy with this particular 3-disc set. On the other hand, if you look at it from a musical perspective, an archival perspective, maybe from a musician's point of view of being interested on what Wes plays on these particular recordings, then you'll have a different, more positive outlook on this album. Me being a guitar player, I can appreciate the actual performances on this album. I'm a bit disappointed from the vinyl collector's standpoint, being that I probably would have been happy having this on CD. Let's dive into this and talk about this. First of all, when it comes to presentation, Zeb always does a great job. This is a beautiful 3-record, fold out, beautiful pictures, a fantastic booklet. I'm going to show you the booklet. It's absolutely wonderful. Tons of information, great articles. Where this record falls down, in my opinion, musically, sonically, is you have, first of all, several different recordings. You're going to have primarily on the first 2 records, sides A, B, C, and D, are going to be from a radio show called Portraits in Jazz, hosted by Alan Grant. You'll hear him talking over the beginnings of the songs. It's a radio show. Those recordings are fairly good. They're not fantastic, but they're fairly good. I don't think most people will be too upset with those. Those make up 2 records, with the exception of the last song on record 2 called Cherokee, which is where it changes to a completely different source, an unissued. Sounds like it's been recorded from a table, and they talk about that in the write-up in the booklet. So they're very transparent about the, what kind of work they had to do to try to get these recordings to sound better, because they were obviously, especially this last one, recorded late 1965, which makes up the last song of record 2, and all of record number 3 are pretty substandard sound. And that's just what they had to work with. So the question remains is, well, is this something that should have been put on record, first of all? Something that raised the record probably considerably by price, considering that they probably could have just done a 2-album set of this and brought the price down to probably, $50 instead of $75 or something like that. Is certainly something that I would have considered. Now, from a historical perspective, and from a musician's perspective, these recordings are very insightful and they're fun to listen to from that perspective, because there's a lot of great guitar playing on that 3rd album. So it's kind of something that's a personal preference. These are numbered. These are 4,000 of these are made. I got number 2563. You can see there. So these are collectible. This is, to me, more of an archival type of release. Because this is probably not going to be on my repeated listens, my turntable. While maybe the first record and the second record I might listen to, more often, the 3rd record I'm probably not going to listen to a lot. And that's just because it lacks in sonic quality. So, again, coming from a musician's point of view, which I am, I play guitar, and they're very interesting to listen to. There's a lot of interesting guitar playing. From an archival point of view, I'm glad that these have come to light. But in my opinion, these could have been just put out on the CD version and maybe left off of the record version in order to reduce the price on the record version and give us 2 records of better sounding quality That's just my own opinion. Again, I'm going to give you my honest opinion here. As far as the booklet goes, there's a ton of great information in this booklet. So let me show you that really quickly. Great pictures, great presentation, introduction here by Zev Feldman. But what's really neat is looking at the mastering of Maximum Swing and the engineer Matthew Luthans. This is an article all about what they had to go through to try to get these recordings to sound good. They had phasing issues. On the last source that they had, it was from an unknown source, probably from someone recording from a table, maybe with two microphones, or a bipolar microphone or something like that. But the sound quality on that certainly suffers, and they try to do everything that they could in order to get a better sound for that. And they probably did a good job based on probably what they started off with. That's not easy to do. I've had to try to fix people's recordings in the field before, and it's not an easy task. So as far as the booklet goes, great interviews. You got Ron Carter here talking about playing with Wes Montgomery for the first time live, which was on this recording. You've got Herbie Hancock, Bill Frisell, and these are lengthy interviews with a lot of information here on Wes Montgomery and their thoughts on Wes Montgomery as a guitar player and as a musician and as a person. You've got an article by Mike Stern, Marcus Miller on Wynton Kelly. Great pictures. So a lot of information. This will take you a while to read through this book. So what I call this an essential album to have, no. The regular Smoking at the Half Note, of course, is a classic album. This does give, though, Wes in a different setting, playing these long guitar solos and being able to stretch out in the interaction between him and his bandmates. It's a lot of fun to listen to. It does feel like you're sitting in the club. These radio recordings are decent sounding. They have some talk over introducing the different tracks since it's on the radio. So you do have Alan Grant hosting the show, and they're different cuts from different dates. And so I'm going to hold this up so you can just take a look at the back really quick and see the different dates and the songs on there. Again, these are from different dates, so that there is a variation even among the sound quality of the radio shows. They're pretty decent, but again, they're not going to be as good as what you get like on the Bill Evans recordings that I recently reviewed, or the Ahmad Jamal. They're not up to that standard in my opinion. So this is for the guitar enthusiast, for the Wes Montgomery enthusiast, for those that are interested in these unreleased takes, unreleased recordings. The musicality of this is extremely important. You have to be really into the music and into listening to what's being played in a more attentive manner than you would on a better sounding recording. And that's just my opinion. Again, I have a lot of records, a lot of different live recordings. I'm a person that really loves live recordings, so I'm even a little more tolerant than most people are with live recordings, because I just like listening to live recordings in the moment playing, which you get in great number, with 3 records here full of great improvisation, great guitar playing by Wes Montgomery. From that standpoint, there's a lot of wealth on this 3-record set. As far as the price goes, $75 for 3 records, one of them which suffers greatly in sound quality. I just have to question whether or not it was worth putting it on the record here, because I'm probably not going to listen to it a lot. I can see myself going back and putting it on here and there, again, for that listening to the playing on it and appreciating that, getting ideas from the guitar playing on these records. Whether or not, I don't think I would have purchased it if I had to go back. Again, I probably would have been happy getting this on the CD set and then saving the $50 and going and buying a different record. that I would play more often. So that's my review here, folks. Thanks for joining me. I hope this helps you maybe determine whether or not this recording is for you. Take care. We'll talk to you later on.